journey into manhood changed my life. I learned that I really could change and move away from attraction to my own gender.
In Utah's Salt Lake City, we meet David Matheson, described by some as the intellectual godfather of gay queer therapy in America. For decades, David preached a message that your sexuality can be changed. Married to a woman for more than 30 years, he wrote the book on how to deal with what he called unwanted homosexuality. And now, at the age of 57, David has come out as gay.
I repudiate the idea that therapy can and should be used to change a person's sexual orientation, because it just can't.
Do you think gay queer therapy should be banned in America?
Any therapy that is based on the idea that being gay is a psychological disorder, which it's not, that believes that being gay is wrong or bad, which it's not, and that it can be changed and ought to be changed. Any therapy based on that idea has a great potential of harming people.
The problem is growing.
A transgender woman is shot and killed.
She was shot and killed.
A transgender woman brutally attacked in Texas.
Shot in the neck in West Philadelphia.
The Human Rights Campaign says at least 44 trans or gender nonconforming people were murdered in 2020, making it the deadliest year on record. At least 47% of the victims were Black women. In 2019, 91%.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what side of the world you're in. I'm HalfLifeSistah, and this is my Hippie Wolf Kane.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to my channel and to another episode of Sister and the Wolf Reaction. We're back with another patron request.
That's right. HalfLifeSistah.com for the merch. Support us on Patreon. Michael D.
Michael D.
Big D. Yeah. Big D and Bella.
Thank you for the continued love and support. Yes,
Lovely
Bella is
wife
his
Bella.
wife's
Such a
name.
pretty name.
Hi, beautiful. Thank you, babies.
What's he got for us today?
This, you're going to read the notes for me, right?
Sure.
But to my remembrance, this is an up-and-coming UK band.
Eruers.
And I think, from what I remember, Bella noticed them first.
Okay.
She discovered them, and she grew a liking to them, so...
Well, how about that I just go ahead and read those comments?
the notes.
Eruers. Okay, it's pronounced Eruers.
Yes.
Eruers is an up-and-coming UK artist who Bella discovered on social media. Their song Change caught her immediately. All right, so the song is Change. I see Numb there. Where's the Numb coming from?
Oh my God, I think... Okay. My bad.
Oh, they have two songs. So one is Change, the other one is Numb.
Yes.
Okay,
and
but we're listening to Change today.
I guess the word numb stuck in my mind, and so when I put this together, forgive me, but the song is Change.
Okay, it's not a big deal. We're listening to Change today.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. The artist Lou says they'd rather than doing metal or scream stuff, they do really tonally different things to throw people off.
Gotcha.
What does that even mean? Totally different things.
I don't know. Maybe it's not screaming, but it's other things like going up and down in octave, maybe?
Looking forward to hearing what that is. Lou has gone through a lot in life, some of it coming from being queer trans and disabled. Still, they stay strong and as cheerful as possible. Interesting.
Wow.
Do you know the disability by any chance?
I don't.
In order for you to maybe better understand their background, Bella asked them to tell her a little more about them. Here's what they say about this song. Okay. Change is me saying... Okay, so this is Lou speaking now. So she reached out to them on social media and asked them to tell her about the song. Awesome. Change is me saying, or many others saying, we need change. This could be either homophobia or racism or anything that belittles a marginalized group of people.
Yes.
I have personally had abuse thrown at me for years, not even for trans stuff. It would be racism or ableist shit because of my disability. It's like a triple whammy here.
Wow.
Baby. And it's just fascinating in 2021 that we're still, a lot of people are still so basic. I mean, a lot of us have come a long way. We've become a more progressive society.
Yes, and we're still learning as we go along.
But it honestly only takes one asshole to ruin your day, and it's like there's so many of those assholes, and trans people are constantly being beaten up and killed. Racism is still a thing. Like, how is it still a thing?
Yes.
I just don't get it. Change came about when I kept hearing or reading nothing but hatred more and more. Sure seems that way, especially the last 4 years. From the queer community to Black Lives Matter to just people being really, really bad in ways that didn't make sense. going backwards rather than progressing to move forward.
Yeah.
Whether that being racism or just hatred towards people for the reason being they are not the same. Yeah. Change is that collection of everything. It hits different points for anyone that has been made to feel small or continued to be made feel small.
Wow.
What can you say about that? I mean, we talk about that a lot on our channel.
We do.
I've done a whole Slayer reaction breaking down racism and stupidity, but it just never seems to get through. At the end of the day, I just want to simplify it and say that, you know, why are you so concerned about other people? Like, for example, homophobia or transphobia. Why do you give a shit?
I need to believe I can change, and so I need to try my hardest to help you change.
And oftentimes I find, like with this Matt Gaetz, who's a senator, I don't know if you know who that is.
Matt Gaetz.
It's like sometimes the behavior, when things come out, things finally start to make sense, where you realize, oh, it's because you are the thing. You are the thing. That's why. And it's often like the guy who shot up those massage parlors, and he said it's because he has a sexual issues, and he hates the fact that those exist because he doesn't have the discipline to do, you know, to avoid those places. And it's like that. It's like people who might be gay are super anti-homophobes. Matt Gaetz,
Why is there one member of Congress from either party, from either chamber, one alone, who voted no, who voted against increasing law enforcement funding to combat child sex trafficking?
and then now we find out that he dates young women, you know, and it's like you're always that thing that there's like, what's going on with you? Like, why are you such a big Trump supporter even when he's a criminal? Yeah. Oh, it's because you're a criminal. Mm-hmm. That's why. And you knew. That's why you're asking for a pardon, because you knew you did shit. Right. And now it comes out and like it starts to all make sense. And it's like, those people I get, because those people have motives. The people I don't get are the people who follow those people and not realize or look through the bullshit. Those are the people that really bother me.
Same.
But okay, I'm super interested to hear what this is. The brand new band, so it's not even apparently on YouTube.
Right.
We're gonna listen to this from their website.
Yes, we are.
But check them out. I mean, I love the message. I love where they're going with this. She says it right here, since they're so new, they do not have a video to go along with the song. Hope this is okay.
It's totally okay.
Of course it is.
You make it work.
Let's get their name out there. This is awesome. So, I'm ready. You ready?
I am too.
Let's check this out. All right, so we're playing this off of their Bandcamp. You can get the link in the description for the song.
Yes.
Here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
scars, the names, the lies, the murders, the 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 scars.
This is. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Love it.
Wow.
Love it, love it, love it. Excellent. Throwback. That's a throwback. You may not know this, but it's a throwback.
What do you mean?
It's a throwback to 90s industrial, 9 Inch Nails,
Okay.
Ministry,
Yeah.
with a lovely, smooth voice.
Oh my God.
The tone of that voice, I agree.
This.
Very nice.
Guys, you know I'm still having a hard time expressing what I'm feeling or what I'm experiencing. But man, oh my gosh, I love the start of this song. I love the entire song, but I love the start of it. I swear it just felt like, oh my God, I felt like a whisk, like, you know what I'm saying? I felt like, not only did I feel it cascading, but I felt it legit embracing me, almost kind of like it was surrounding me. Like I felt this wind, a gust that was moving.
Right. There's a lot of textural sounds going on. Yeah.
Brilliant. I was hoping that it, you know, how a lot of songs they would start off something similar to this, you know, with the, you know, is it discordant? Chaotic, help me out. Sounds, you know, and then it tapers off, and then the song becomes something else. It starts like another kind of song, right?
Well, yes.
With
yes.
this, it continued, and it kept layering and piling it on, and just
Right.
it was just so full and so
This is the style, though.
moving.
Yeah.
It is.
This is like the opposite of progressive music. This is what I am more generally listening to. It's repetitive.
Wow. Yes.
It's repetitive.
But you felt it building though on itself.
Yes, a good industrial song will do that.
Okay.
So it's similar to like a DJ dropping, like Timberland coming up with a beat, right? Okay. So you have like this underlying beat that sounds good, and then you add layers, and then you build upon that.
Yeah.
And it's within the repetition. It feels like there's buildup because there's tension.
Like a bubble.
So you create the tension, and then you maintain the tension, and it's just first of all, it's a very dark song. You can feel the brooding.
You can feel it
in the lyrical content and also in the delivery.
Right. Yes, baby, I agree with that 100%.
But the delivering it in such a way where you're not yelling, right? You're not expressing the rage.
Right.
The rage feels suppressed, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to suppress rage. And when you are, for example, trans, disabled, I don't know the ethnicity of this person, but they're saying they experience racism of some sort as well.
Yes.
So it's like when you are an other, like that is just like literally a normal part of your life, and you just have to accept it. like you don't accept it, but you live with it because you know it's going to happen no matter how hard you try to fit in with society. You will always come upon at some point in your life, it's going to happen where you meet that asshole.
I personally don't like to use the term other. You know what I'm saying?
But point is that
how people,
you are being othered. That is the whole problem.
That's what they're doing exactly.
You're always being looked at as an other.
Now that is correct.
So
yes.
You and let's say even if you're not, like, let's say you're a black person in a black community, right? Mm-hmm. But then you're gay.
Yeah.
So now they found a way to other you,
yes,
right? They found a way, and now you're the standout. And now you just have to live with it because you were born this way. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yes.
You can't control it, but you can't also control all these other people around you, right? You're doing the best to educate them. You're trying to do what you can, but at the end of the day, you just have to live with it. Yeah. So there's this suppressed rage in the delivery of the song. Mm-hmm. So the vocals are suppressed, but the texture of the song itself is brooding and angry.
It is, and baby. Good job.
And it is in that repetition that you just feel like the repetition of the bullshit just continues. So the repetition of the song makes sense.
Right.
But then the slow building is that rage that you just have to at some point boil over because it's like, how much can one person take? Right. That's why the whole Black Lives movement exploded, because it's like, how much bullshit, how many times do we have to see someone get killed and then the person get away with it?
Yeah.
It's just about the getting away part. It's about the lack of justice. And it's just so frustrating. I just saw they wanted to open Tamir Rice's case back up. You know, they got off because of lack of evidence. It was on video. It was on video. The guy who did the shooting, he's known to have problems in other departments. Lack of evidence, my ass.
They protect them to no end.
You know, we have to be worried. You got a 9-minute video of a guy on his neck, and we still have to kind of be worried that maybe he'll get off. Like, that's ridiculous.
It's so gross.
So it's not hard to understand why there is this brooding anger. It's like how much can a human being take? It's so frustrating to just want to exist. That's literally all anyone wants to do.
Perfect.
Excellent song.
Executed beautifully, baby. It was executed beautifully. It was
especially because when you know what it's about and what it's projecting,
but you can
feel the projection.
Energy.
Yes, to feel it. It was perfectly conveyed.
Good job, baby.
And I love this style of music, and I have, I've not heard a new version of this. Like, I still listen to 9 Inch Nails and all these. I've not heard a new, fresh take on this, and I loved it. This was excellent.
I enjoyed this a lot.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
From beginning to end.
Listen, this is a new band. They don't, their name's not out there or anything. You've got Numb on the background. Numb's a 2.5-minute song. Can we just listen to it? I mean, we have the website because they only have 2 songs in their website.
I know. I forgot. My mind is other places today, but I was going to ask you. Let's just listen to the next one.
We should have heard it first because it was the first song. But
oh my goodness. Okay,
let's check it out. I really want to hear this other song.
Okay.
The tethered lust is visible yet manageable. Thoughts cross the mind's dark recesses, with the lights cracking to show true. One's a truth of comfort, of happiness. Of narrow bleeds for future sexual play and rests, devouring all that be consumed, not played by the rules of those that have been before. Keeping that what was once unknown. playing to it, feeding it. Being. Let this continue. I am
Yeah, so as I thought, it's like a more of an intro into next song.
Gotcha. Wow.
Listen, I get this is not for everybody when, it comes to something like this that some people might consider repetitive and stuff, but when done right, it doesn't feel repetitive because Ministry is a very repetitive band.
Okay.
A lot of the same beats. It's like a DJ, right? But just like with any kind of DJ song or anything, if you got a hook and a good beat and stuff, you can listen to that shit forever because it's just dope.
Exactly.
And then when you're adding the little textures and the little stuff and the little build up and everything, when you do it right, it works. And it just, there's something it does to the mind. It's almost meditative.
It's,
So when you into
very
it.
much so. Yes, baby. Yes, indeed.
Very
Good
cool,
stuff.
very cool, and I like the tone of the guitars. I like the
do
tone of the voice. I
too.
like the tone of everything. It's really tuned finally, and I really like the way it sounds. It's
I do
very,
too,
very
babe.
pleasing.
I'm glad you
very
enjoyed
pleasing.
it. I enjoyed it too.
Well,
Good stuff.
Oh wait a minute, do we have lyrics?
I was gonna say, and I love their voice, Lucy's voice, but I want to be able to hear it a little more, but that's okay.
The tethered lust is visible yet manageable.
Okay.
Thoughts cross the mind's dark recesses. With light cracking to show true meaning, one's for truth, of comfort, of happiness. Pillowed bubbles of now, bleeds for future sexual play and rests. Devouring all that can be consumed, not playing by the rules of those that have been followed before. Keeping that what once was numb, playing to it, feeding it, expanding, being. Let this continue. I am happy.
Numb.
Keeping that what was once numb, playing to it, feeding it, expanding, being. Let this continue. I am happy. Not playing by the rules of those that have been followed before.
Interesting.
That's a mantra I've always lived by. So
dope stuff.
The problem with that, the rules of those that have followed before, is the people who made the rules before were very basic.
Very much so.
Simple, dumb motherfuckers.
Yes, they were.
Sorry. I
Yes,
am
they
sorry.
were.
But not their fault. They're a product of the times. But when you learn new shit, you gotta make new rules. It's real simple.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the Bible. That's the problem with the Constitution.
We're gonna
That's the
always talk
problem
about
with
the
a
Bible.
lot of shit. Because, listen, a lot of it has some great ideas in it.
Yeah.
But you gotta be able to amend, add, and massage and evolve the damn thing.
Yes.
Because they were only smart for their time.
Exactly.
But we have gotten smarter since then. We've gotten more progressive. We've gotten more intelligent. And we also have new problems, new issues that didn't exist back then.
Yes,
that we
indeed.
have now. A lot of the problems is from the fact that we are still living in this old time, this old era. It is 2021.
Right.
We just got through a pandemic.
We're not through it yet, but yes.
I mean, yes, exactly. I mean, but 2020 was like the, at least now we've got vaccines and stuff coming out, and maybe there's hope in the horizon. The point is there's so much new shit being thrown at us. We have to let this old shit die. It's not rocket science. I don't know if the people who need to see this will see this, but I say it every opportunity I get. It's real simple.
I'm listening.
The brain decides what we are, okay? There is something that is more than just genitalia, okay? There's there's an identity, an identification there, okay,
yes,
that is real and that is born. It is not taught, it is not inherited. Nobody chooses to make their life hard. Nobody chooses to be discriminated against. No one's choosing this, okay? But it is who they are, and to not be able to be who you are is... What is the point of existing if you cannot exist at what you actually are? Can you just imagine if, I mean...
It's like they're expecting you to live for them.
It's real simple. Just if you're a straight person, imagine someone forced you to be gay.
Exactly.
How would you feel?
Simple.
Is that how you would want to live your life? Forced to be something you're not? So just apply that same rule. It's very simple.
Right.
And also, stop giving a shit. It's none of your goddamn
business.
business.
It's none of your business. It's not.
It
has nothing to do with
Even
you.
if you don't agree with any of that, it's none of your business to control what another person wants to do with themselves and their body. Okay?
And if you are a holy roller, the Bible does speak of acceptance. Yes, acceptance and love. Love is the most operative thing that is in the Bible that you should be exercising and practicing. And a lot of you religious people don't do that.
They make the argument that they love, but they just don't.
They just can't accept. That's bull.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Fucking bullshit.
Okay? Like enough is enough. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Over it.
And listen, if your love is toxic and that's what you consider love, then again, go back to my default, which is stop giving a shit, leave them alone.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, kudos, baby. You did a really good job.
You guys,
yeah. Beautiful work, baby. Wow, I'm excited for your future. And
Eruers. I get it.
Eruers, yes. Oh, yes. Eruers.
It's meant ironically.
Indeed, baby, yes.
I love it.
But you've done an exceptional job. I'm looking forward to more. Thank you again, Bella and Big D, for bringing this to us. This was a gift. It was. Thank you, babies.
Excellent.
Good stuff.
I wish our channel was bigger so more people would see.
I know, I do too.
More people would see them because
they
deserve a little attention.
Yes,
I look forward to hearing what else you guys produce. I like this kind of music.
Oh, I love it, baby. I love it.
Very well. And I mean, we know Lou, but I mean, is there other members of the band we don't even know?
Don't know.
But you know, if this is a one-person show and you put this together, still, I mean, respect.
Good job.
Respect.
Thank you so much for this.
And I think you're right. The album might be called Numb Change. It says From Numb Change by
Eruers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Well, regardless, we heard both anyway.
Yes, we did.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate
you, babies. You guys are wonderful.
I wish you didn't have to experience the pain that made you create the song, but I am glad that you created the song. It's excellent.
Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
All things considered.
All things considered. Love it. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction video, and if you did,
I did.
I'm glad you did, baby. Please give us a thumbs up, comment below. Do not leave without subscribing and checking out Eruers, okay?
Yeah, link in the description of the Bandcamp. Go give them a listen. I mean, you just heard it, but support them. Join their Instagram, their social media. Let them know that you support them and that you want them to make more music so that they hear your voice, okay? So show them some love, please. Thank you.
And share our content as well.
Absolutely. Hit the bell to get notified, and as always,
keep it metal.
Yes,
baby. Love you guys.
Love you all.
Be good to yourself and those around you, okay?
Yeah, and if you're an asshole to others, stop it. Stop it.
All right. On to the next one.
First of all, it is time that we start teaching our kids, as soon as they can talk, and adults for that matter, that there is no biological basis for racial classification. In terms of biology, race doesn't exist. There are no distinct genetic boundaries for the groups commonly called races. Traditionally, scientists have used race to refer to a subspecies, and what determines a subspecies from a species varies among taxa. But in humans, there are no distinct genetic boundaries for the groups commonly called races, and we only have 0.1% variation within our own species versus chimpanzees, which have from 0.3 to 0.7% variation. Many of the physical characteristics that are associated with race are due to adaptations to climate and environment. This can include skin color, height, nose shape. These slight morphological differences are called clines. They are genetic adaptations to the environment over time in a geographic area. Okay, so we've established that race as a scientific concept does not exist. So if race doesn't doesn't really exist, then why are people racist? Are we born to be wary of the other, or is this a learned behavior? Biological anthropologist Robert Sussman tackles the history of racism and the concept of race in his book, The Myth of Race. He stresses that racism is a learned behavior or ideology that can be avoided if parents teach their children to be open and tolerant. Sussman also discusses the history of racism, stating that the concept of human races began in the Spanish Inquisition around 1480. When the purity of blood decree was established, those converting to Christianity needed to prove their Christian origins. Well, searching for pure blood is a ridiculous idea, considering that there has been no point in time when any population could be considered pure. This ideology, rooted in a racist, political, and religious agenda, continued on and was used by the Nazis to justify their goal to create an Aryan race, which led them to murder 6 million Jews and millions of others who they deemed inferior, including gypsies, homosexuals, and transgender individuals. But what if the Nazi agenda worked? Sure, we might all be speaking German, but we'd also have a population of people who might be considered pure in terms of lower genetic diversity. But low genetic diversity is usually the result of long-term inbreeding. So we'd have a population of inbreds that would also inherit a slew of genetic ailments associated with inbreeding. Yeah, so how's that for your not so fabulous result of genetic purity? And guess what? Genetic diversity is actually good for us. It leads to robust and healthy offspring. And who doesn't want that? Scientifically speaking, there's only one race, the human race. We're all pretty much the same.